Hello, everybody. I haven't posted on here in a little while. Trying to adjust this. I just got given to me. I seen this on the marketplace. A pianola, piano, self-playing piano. So I thought that was pretty cool. I've been wanting to look for one of these for a little while. So I'm going to demonstrate what I know so far. It worked great. I ended up getting some QRS rolls. You're pretty familiar probably with these. I had a question, did these work on a Pianola piano? And they seem to work fine. So there's not a lot of people out there that actually know too much really about them. It's kind of like a lost art. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up to get more of the sound. There, just lift that right up like that. And it's in wonderful shape. I'm excited to, demonstrate. I see on YouTube there's not a lot of people that's been on it recently over these 2 months. I see a lot of videos and all that kind of stuff. So what I do know about it, I'm getting to know a little bit about it, but I don't know. I'm not a genius with this. Now the problems that I did have with this was my rewind. This actually comes with an auto rewind, and what I did was I had to unhook some of these vacuum lines, and so it would keep going, because that was a problem I was having. I ended up taking this link off the one end, and for some reason it wants to rewind, and I don't know if anybody out there knows what the problem would be. It'd be nice. It'd be helpful for me to know why that's doing that. I know we got some valves here. They're kind of little square things, and this is kind of a new area for me. But let's go over the components. See, there's a transmission over here with the gears and a chain and all that kind of stuff. And so yeah, it's very it's a delicate, fragile machine. Use care with it, because once something goes wrong with it, it's hard to find anybody local to, around here to try to fix something like this. I mean, they can do the piano part of it. I mean, they can tune it, but that's about it. We are going to play What a Friend We Have in Jesus. This is a newer roll. QRS, they used to make tons and tons of these things, and I guess they kind of went the other direction. They don't really get into this as much as they used to. But there's so many on eBay and everything else, and you really got to watch too when you're doing these rolls at especially the old ones. Sometimes the music rolls over the spool and that rip and all that kind of stuff. And this is what you pretty much do. You just put her in the spindle here, pull this other end out, get the other end in there, and just grab it here. Kind of grab it here so don't rip the little hook here, the tag where it hooks in. And then you just give it a couple rolls. And I will also have on here the tempo. So down here is a lever that you could set your tempo, your speed, and your speed control. And you make sure nothing's going to kink. You know, I found a lot of piano rolls that the edges kink up and they tear. And so yeah, that becomes a problem, you know, when they do that, and then they don't, you know, want to continue playing, they'll shut down because the tracking bar has a series of holes. And I learned this. Some of the old ones, if not the right amount of holes are covered, the whole unit shuts right down. And so here I got two of them on the one end that are actually not covered. So I don't know if Pianola rolls are different than QRS rolls. I just know these work. I don't know why the automatic, you know, doesn't work, but that's just the way it is. But let's go on and engage the transmission, make sure that teeth and everything in the gears are, you know, you don't want to push your play button really hard because these are threaded like a regular gear, and you don't want to ruin the teeth on these things. So without further ado, let's play this one. Got the tempo to 75, and let's plug it in. And here we go. We got a power button right here. Like some of them have one down here. But this one's got one right here. Okay, well that's the end of that. Now you gotta be careful when you roll this. Sometimes this paper, these spindles get pretty tight. And it's got an auto shut off, and sometimes this paper can actually go over the spindle and ruin your paper. So you want to really make sure these are kind of looser on the end, because I had that happen before when I rewound this thing. It came up over. So I put a little Scotch tape, like right here, to tighten this up to make maybe a little more space. And it seems to work good that way. You don't want to, you know, ruin them. This roll here is almost like brand new. Like I said, you get them off eBay. Sometimes these don't sound like what they should. I don't know what it is. Now here's one. It's a white Christmas. I know it's the wrong time of the year, but this one's got the rubber band on it. Look at that, brand new. You can get them off eBay. It's good to get them as new as you can get them, because a lot of the old ones are pretty much had their time, beyond their time. So here we put it back in like that, and then we adjust the tempo to 75, and here we go. speed down when you're rolling this so it doesn't go so fast. There we go. Get this rewound. I'm going to play another number, and we're going to do one more before I load this on YouTube. It's another Christmas one that I got. I know we're in April. Okay. We will get this one in here. Get it in the hook. Give it a few little, couple little winds. Set your tempo at 70. And then we're off. And line the transmission gears up. Turn your power on. Here we go. Thanks for watching all.